What is going on, everybody? This is not quite an out of the theater. This is a just got back home reaction from seeing Supergirl, the second film in the DCU as helmed by James Gunn. And of course, it stars Millie Alcock, who was introduced right at the end of Superman as Supergirl. You've also got Jason Momoa coming in as Lobo. And the movie's about Supergirl kind of living her life, partying, and she ends up sort of on a quest for revenge, and she ends up meeting up with this young girl played by Eve Ridley, who is also on a quest for revenge, and it turns out the people that wronged them were the same person and the same organization, and so they kind of end up sort of forming a team and deciding to go after them separately but together. Like, they're on their own separate things, but they're going after the same person together. And coming off of this, I'll say I loved Superman, what came out last year by James Gunn, one of my favorite movies of that year, and I was really looking forward to this. And I'll say maybe that kind of affected my expectations going into it a little bit, because I liked it fine, but it is not as good as Superman, and I don't think it was supposed to be necessarily. I think any comparison to it is just going to actively hurt it, because on its own, I think it's a perfectly fine movie. And I've seen people, like, even reviews where, like, it sucks, it's like the worst superhero script ever, and it's not amazing. I did hear that they cut a good like 15-20 minutes out of it, because it's a pretty short by modern superhero movie standards. It's only like an hour 45, and I think maybe if you had put some padding back into it, then some of the overall storytelling could have landed better. But on its own, it's fine. Millie Alcock is really good as Supergirl. I thought she did a really good job. Eve Ridley, who plays Ruthie, the young girl, she's also very good. I really like their dynamic. Crypto, who's in it, not quite as much as you'd expect, but he's in it. And of course, Crypto's great. Jason Momoa is a lot of fun as Lobo, being this kind of chaos agent. I will say the guy who plays the villain, Matthias Schoenaerts, he does a fine job, but the villain, other than just being evil, and you don't like him because especially some of the things that he's doing are like horrible, awful things. You're like, yeah, you want to see him, get taken down. But it's also kind of a sense of you want to hate him more, but it's like they don't give him enough to be like a fully fleshed out villain. Like, he could still be evil, but I think he needed more to do. I wish he had a role similar to what like Lex Luthor had in Superman last year, where yes, he's evil, but they give him some dimensions and make him interesting. He was just evil in a way that I was kind of a little bit of a bummer. Also, I know a lot of people are kind of criticizing this for kind of aping James Gunn's style, where the trailers make it seem very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, and a lot of the location kind of things are similar. There's one planet in particular that did remind me a lot of Nowhere in the Guardians franchise, but it's a different tone. It's actually a little darker than I think most people were thinking, and then a little darker than even the trailers might suggest. And there are a lot of needle drops, but another thing where it's like, oh, they're just doing the James Gunn of it all. One thing I'll say keep in mind is that Craig Gillespie, who directed the movie, he also is known for plenty of needle drops. Like, if you watch I, Tonya or Cruella, those movies are wall-to-wall pop music, so it's part of his style as well, even if people think because James Gunn's running the DCU, it's a part of his style, which it is, but it also isn't in this case. But anyway, all that to say, I think it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly good. If you want to see it, go see it. If not, then you don't have to. And also, no post-credit scenes at the end, so you don't have to stay and sit through the credits for anything. So, yeah, take care, everybody.